Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to crochet this festive and rustic heart plush ornament, perfect for your holiday tree, farmhouse decor, or even as a handmade gift. It's soft, cozy, and full of charm, and I'll guide you through each step nice and easy. So grab your yarn, your hook, and let's get started. I will be using white yarn for this tutorial, and I will be using a G hook. You can use whatever size hook you would like, especially if you want your heart to be a certain size. You need your pair of scissors and you need a yarn needle. You will need stitch markers, especially if you are a beginner to crocheting, and a round and row counter. These are lifesaver tools as a crocheter, I promise. I will be using this rustic rope here to embellish my heart when it is done and complete. So we will start with a slip knot, and then we will chain up 17. So chain up 17, yarning over the hook and pulling it through the working loop. And then when we complete those 17 chains, this is for round one. We're going to start round one. So grab your round counter and just move that dial up one, and you will insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, and we will be making 3 single crochets in that chain, but let's mark that first chain with a stitch marker. And you can use bobby pins, by the way, or a piece of yarn, but a contrasting color as well. So go ahead and make 2 more single crochets in that chain. When you are done, you will make a single crochet in the next 6 chains. To make a single crochet, you yarn over the hook, pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, and then you pull through both loops. If you don't know how to make a single crochet, I have a tutorial for that. So now we will skip 1, 2 chains, and then in the next chain, insert your hook, make a single crochet, and then make 1 single crochet in the next 5 chains. So we will have 1 chain left as soon as you complete your single crochet here. You will make 3 single crochets in that last chain. And then we will be working on the other side, on the opposite side. And we will call these unused loops. So insert your hook into that first unused loop and make 1 single crochet, and then continue making 1 single crochet in the next 5 unused loops. Remember, we are here to have crochet fun and enjoy the moment and learn together, and mistakes are just part of learning, so breathe and always try again and take breaks, especially if you are a beginner. So now here in this chain space, insert your hook into that chain space right there, and you will make 1 single crochet and chain up 2, and then go back into the chain space and make 1 single crochet. Then you will make 1 single crochet in each unused loop for the next 6 So you should have a total of 32 stitches when you finish this round. So just go ahead and pull up that loop, and if you're not sure, I recommend that you count your stitches. Do not count the 2 chains. Those 2 do not count as stitches. Only the ones that look like little V's. Just count all around till you get to the marked stitch, and you should have a total of 32 stitches. And if you do, hey, you did great. If not, you just have to unravel and start again, and it's okay. This is what it's looking like. Grab your round counter, and let's move that dial up to 2. We're going to start round 2. So here for round 2, go ahead, insert your hook into that marked stitch, then remove the stitch marker, and then you will make 2 single crochets in that stitch. And go ahead and mark that first stitch. These stitch markers are lifesavers, my friends. I've been crocheting since 2010 and I still use stitch markers, and it's okay. I just think they're cute. Go ahead, insert your hook back into that stitch, make your second single crochet, and in the next 2 stitches you will make 2 single crochets. So there's going to be 2 in this stitch, and then you will make 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Now we will make 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Remember, my friends, there is no rush. Let your hands move at your own pace. Just take your time, enjoy the moment. Relax. Take a break if you need to take a break. If you need to pause the video and rewind, go right ahead. Okay, so here we're going to skip these 2 stitches and then insert our hook into the following stitch, and then you will make 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. And then here we will make 2 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. 2 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. It's just a pattern, you know. You're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, so after that last set of 2 stitches, we will make 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. And if you have to count silently, or if you have to count out loud, it's okay. I still do that. I still count. So go ahead, continue making those single crochets until you've made 7, and then you're going to get to that chain space, and you will insert your hook right into that chain space right there and make a single crochet and chain up 2, go back into the chain space and make a single crochet. Now we will make 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. There's a stitch right here. It's right close to the chain space. So there's 2, 3, Okay to count. 4, 5, 6, and you have that one last stitch. Your stitches are correct. 7. You should have a total of 38 stitches. So just go ahead and pull up that loop, and if you have to count your stitches, go ahead and count your stitches. And of course, if you have to remove that loose yarn in there, just remove it. It's already been secured while crocheting. And this is what it's looking like, my friends. So go ahead and count. Make sure that you have 38 stitches, including, the stitch that's marked. So let's grab that round counter and let's move that dial up to 3. We're going to start round 3. And go ahead, insert your hook into that marked stitch. And you will make 2 single crochets in that stitch. So go ahead, make that first one and then mark it. You're just marking it as the first stitch for round 3. And then just go back into that stitch and make another single crochet. And then make 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Make 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Make 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And make 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Then make 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Take your time, my friends. And then when you've made your 4 stitches, you are going to skip 2 stitches. So go skip 1, skip 2, insert the hook into the next stitch, make your single crochet, and then make 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So now here we will make 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So that's 1 and 2, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 2 single crochets into the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So now let's make 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So remember, just take your time. Always remember that every stitch tells a story, and you're writing yours today. We're going to make this beautiful festive rustic heart plush ornament. Got one more stitch right here, and then we have the chain space right here. So insert your hook into that chain space and make 1 single crochet, chain up 2, go back into the chain space and make a single crochet. And then we will make 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So here's that first stitch. It's very close to the chain space. So go ahead and make your first single crochet and continue making one single into the next 7 stitches. And this will complete round 3, and you should have a total of 44 stitches. Don't forget to remember that mistakes are just part of learning, so breathe, breathe, and try again. Pause the video, rewind the video, start again. Especially if you are a beginner and you are just learning to crochet, always, always remember to take breaks. By the time you know it, you're gonna be making like 12 of these in maybe a whole day. This is what it's looking like, my friends. So go ahead, count your stitches up to the marked stitch. You should have a total of 44 stitches. Now grab your round counter. Let's move that dial up to 4. This is the last round. And let's get this finished. So insert your hook into that marked stitch. Remove your stitch marker. You will make one single crochet and go ahead and mark this as your first stitch for round 4. And then you will make 2 single crochets into the next stitch. And then make 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 stitch here, and then 1 single crochet stitch into the next. Now let's repeat this 2 more times. Let's go ahead. 2 single crochets into this stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 single crochets into the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch. So now here we're going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches. You will skip 2 stitches, skip 1, skip 2, insert your hook into the following stitch, and you will make 1 single crochet in this stitch and 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So here's 1, 2, and 3. So again, here we will make 2 single crochets into the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, two single crochets in the next stitch, one single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. We're almost done, my friends. We are almost done. Now make 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. Again, count silently or count out loud. It's okay. You might want to sit in a quiet room, where you're not distracted by, the noise around you. Crocheting is so relaxing. It's so calming and healing and joyful, and you just need that quiet space, that quiet place, atmosphere to sit and relax and just enjoy the moment. So here we've come to a chain space. We're going to go ahead and make a single crochet. We will chain up 2, go back into the chain space, and make a single crochet. and then we will make one single crochet in each of the last 9 stitches. Remember, there's a stitch right here. It's real close to the chain space. So that's one single crochet. So continue making those single crochets until the last stitch, I'm sorry. And you should have a total of 50 stitches. And once you get to the last stitch, count your stitches. There's supposed to be 50. Hey, and if you did not get those 50 stitches, you just have to unravel and start again. This is why it's important to use your stitch markers and your round counters. So here we've completed round 4. We are done with our heart. You need 2 of these, okay? You have to make 2 heart panels because we need 2 hearts to make the plushy heart ornament. So you would have to pause the video, rewind, and repeat the pattern to make a second heart panel, because this is what we're going to be making. We're going to connect them together. We're going to stitch them together so that we can fill it up and make our beautiful heart plush ornament. So here I am just going to take my yarn needle and I'm going to skip that first stitch and insert it right into this stitch right here. And I'm just going to pull the yarn from the front to the back. And then I'm going to insert my hook from the back to the front through that last stitch, or from the front to the back, it doesn't matter, right into the center, and just so that the yarn, that loose yarn end is in the back, and then just take that needle and just weave it through any of those loops, just going in different directions just to hide that piece of yarn. And of course, at the same time, you want to secure your work so that it will not unravel. So you do you. What works for you may not work for me, and what works for me may not work for you. Again, we are here just to enjoy the moment, just to have some fun and to learn. Just remember that we are building something lovely, and it's just one stitch at a time. So again, you need 2 of these, my friends. So this is what they will look like. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both my panels and I'm going to try to match the stitches and just stitch it with one of the stitch markers just to hold it there in place. So I started at the very tip right here at the point of the heart. And then of course, if you need a straight pin, use a straight pin. You just want to align the stitches together. You want to make sure that all your stitches are aligned together. And well, I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook right here, and you're going to take both stitches from both sides, from each side of the panel. And well, I was going to use this yarn here to do the stitching around, but you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and just pull it to the back and hide it. And I'll start with some new yarn. I'll just have to take my ball of yarn and just connect it to start my stitching. We're going to do some slip stitches to close up this heart. So here I'm just going to take my crochet hook and try to get it through those loops in the back, and just grab that yarn and just pull it through those loops so that I can hide and secure my work like that. I think I'm using the H hook here. Should have used a smaller hook. So I'm just trying to go in different directions, Just go ahead and take the scissors and just go ahead and remove it, and let's get started with closing up this these heart panels. So I'm just going to pull it through those stitches, and we're going to go ahead and insert our hook into the next stitch, and then of course cross over to the other side. See that? And then just grab that yarn and just pull it right through those stitches and pull up that loop, and then grab that loop and pull through that other loop. This is a slip stitch. So you just go ahead, insert your hook into these stitches. Take your time, my friends, take your time. Just make sure that all the stitches align with each other from the both sides of the hearts. So I'm just making a slip stitch. You're going to do this all around. This is what it's going to look like. So all around, go all around till you get to the last stitch. And if you have to mark that last stitch, which is this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and grab that stitch on this heart and then grab the other stitch that's aligned with it. And I'm just going to mark it so that way I know that this is the last stitch. But before we even finish closing up the heart panel, we need to leave a little opening before we get to that last stitch, because we're gonna stuff it up with some polyfill. So I have come out here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start filling up this heart before I close it. I have some polyfill here, and by the way, this is recycled polyfill. I usually take Christmas mini photo sessions during December, and I used this last year Christmas. I used this polyfill for the snow effects. I wasn't gonna let it go to waste, and I wasn't gonna throw it away, so I just grabbed it, put it in a big trash bag, and I said we're gonna use this. So I like to recycle, my friends. I like to reuse things. I like to save money and save things. So just stuff your little heart. You know, you add as much stuffing as you want for your heart to be. I don't want it too, too plushy, but I don't want it too flat either. So I just want to make sure that it is kind of looking like the one I made, like this one right here. I will be making some of these for my Christmas tree this year, by the way. And I think I'm going to be adding some strings of popcorn and cranberry. I just want to go back to old school. I want to go back to those days when I was a young girl growing up at home. Okay, so here we're going to go ahead and finish closing up the heart. So you just insert your hook into those stitches on both sides, and you're just pulling up that loop and then grab it and pull through that other loop. And just continue doing this stitch. It is what you call the slip stitch. Continue closing up your heart. I would have to make about 24 of these. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm just going to measure. I just want to see what it looks like. I just want to make sure. So I decided to just kind of push it in a little more to the corners of the heart and add a little more polyfill. Just enjoy the moment, my friends. Again, crocheting is more than creating. It is calming, very relaxing, and therapeutic. For me, it is. It's fun. I just love doing this. I love creating things, and especially when I'm inspired by other people. So we're going to continue. We're almost there, my friends. We are almost there. Almost there. So we're almost at that marked stitches right here. See, this is why I marked it, so I can go ahead and insert my hook through those stitches from on both sides. You know, you have to grab both stitches from the both of the hearts. So here, all you have to do here is just go ahead and insert your hook right into that chain space there, and just pull up a loop, and then, yeah, like a slip stitch, and then just pull up some yarn, and then just remove your working yarn from your heart. And then you can go ahead and remove that stitch marker as well. And then here you will take your yarn needle, and let's hide this work, as in the loose yarn ends. Just try to figure out where to hide them. And just insert it, you know, like, let's say anywhere. Just bring it towards the other, you know, for it to meet the other loose yarn end there, and then you can maybe tie a knot, kind of merge them together, and just make a knot right here. I wanted my yarn ends to be even. So here you're just going to make a knot, maybe double knot, and then you are going to take that yarn needle again, and you're going to hide that yarn, those yarn ends. You're going to hide them. So just go ahead and take that yarn needle, and you will, if I can get that in there. Remember, take your time. Patience, patience, patience. So go ahead, insert your yarn needle right there where the yarn ends ended right there, and then just pull through. Don't pull too tight. You don't want to lose the shape of the heart. And then just go through another stitch and just go the opposite direction from where you know, pulled your yarn from, and then just go another direction. This is just to hide your yarn ends and just to secure your work. And that's it. And just take those scissors and just remove that. And there you go. There you go. This is what it looks like. So cute. So let's go ahead and embellish it with that rustic rope. And I'm just going to take my yarn needle, and I'm going to pull the rope right through that center of the heart right there, just leaving a little strand of yarn there. And my friends, all you're going to do here is take your needle, you know, you can see the little stitches, and just make sure that when you pierce that needle right through the front to the back, that you're grabbing both you know, hearts, both hearts. But then again, you be creative and you do however you want to um, embellish your heart. So if you know how to stitch, all you have to do is just from the front to the back, just depending on how big you want those stitches. If you want them smaller, then you'll have to do it smaller, or, you know, depending on what you guys want. So just go ahead and continue doing this all around, all around. And then when we get to the end, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the rope when we get to the end. You can also use ribbon if you want. You can use ribbon, whatever color ribbon you want. I just call this my festive and rustic heart plush ornament. Okay, so here we're almost nearing the end of the stitching process here. We're just trying to get to the other piece of yarn that's there in the center. So just go ahead and insert your hook there. No, not a hook. This is a yarn needle, Yvette. Yarn needle. So we're almost there. So let's go ahead and go from the front to the back. And then here, my friends, just from the back to the front, right into that center right there. Just pull it up. And we're going to do the same to the other side, to the other loose yarn end right there. We're going to bring it right into the center with the other one, with the other yarn end right here. Because here we want to make a little loop so that you can hang this on your Christmas tree if you want to. So here you can make a knot, just like I did here. Or you can make a little bow. But whatever works for you, my friends, whatever works for you, you do you. So just make your little bow. And again, you can use yarn. You can decorate your heart with whatever you want. You can embellish it with some beads, whatever. I just hope that y'all enjoyed this video, my friends. I hope that you guys will make this heart. It is so cute. Anyhow, thanks so much for crocheting with me today. I hope you enjoyed making this sweet rustic heart plush as much as I did. And if you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Perhaps leave a comment below and share it with a friend who loves to crochet. Until next time, stay cozy and creative. And happy crocheting, my friends. Thank you so much. Enjoy the moment.